LA's fine sunshine most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm tree road, rent so low, don't you know? But I keep working my way back. But I'm a Jamaican boy, you born and raised. Nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York is home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I am my pride. I am said and I am lost, and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Did you read about a frog who dreamed of being a king? And they all became one, except for the name. A few other changes you talk about me. The story is the same one, but I've got this emptiness deep inside, and it won't let me go.
Caribbean vibes, yeah.
And I'm a man.
Oh yeah, Caribbean vibes, yeah.
You are listening into Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, KVRN, is an independently owned and operated online radio station, proudly broadcasting 24 hours per day, 365 days a year from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, USA. The views and opinions expressed by host, guests, and contributors on KVRN are strictly for informational and entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our affiliated stations, including Fit FM 96.7, Linkage Radio, and NRP Media JA. We provide content that covers a wide range of topics, including, but not limited to, politics, current affairs, and relationship issues under our guiding mantra, covering the globe like no one else can. KVRN also streams content on YouTube under the name KVR Network. For questions, comments, or further information, please feel free to contact us at email at CaribbeanVibesRadio@gmail.com. That is Caribbean with a K. That is KARIBBEANVIBEZ radio@gmail.com, or mail at P.O. Box 42, Centerville, Massachusetts 02632 USA. Thank you for tuning in and supporting Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, your global connection for vibrant, thought-provoking content.
I just positive songs I play. Caribbean vibes in Canada.
It's all about you. LA's fine sunshine most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm tree road, rent so low, don't you know?
Well. Good evening, good afternoon. Howdy, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? How are you? Welcome to the Hot Topics for another Thursday. My name is Chris Wilby, and we'll be diving into the topics this evening. Yeah, I have a few things to talk about, but we do have the main topics as usual. So we have the main topics, and then we will dive into some other topics of importance, some of international, some of national importance. Some it is what people are talking about. We are also talking about. We're paying attention to it here on this station. And so I'm going to be here with you for the next couple of hours, and the phone number to call, it's WhatsApp line 508-762-7621. I say again, the phone number to call if you want to participate in the discussion, any of the topics you want to talk about, you can hit me up at 508-762-7621 for the WhatsApp line. Those of you on YouTube, I would love to hear from you. You can hit that thumbs up button as you come onto the YouTube channel, and don't forget to share the link with whoever is in your circle. All right, share the link and tell them to come on over and join in the conversation. We promise that it's going to be very, very interesting this evening. All right, we have quite a few things on the agenda to discuss, and as I said before, I'm looking forward to having you on and discussing as usual. Yeah, and I want to say good afternoon and good evening to those of you tuning in on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Good evening to you, and welcome. I want to say big up to all the listeners on Cape Cod, those of you tuning in via KVRN, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. That's www.caribbeanvibesradio.com. That's Caribbean with a K. I want to say welcome, and thank you for always supporting and being a part of the program. All right, so yeah, it's another day. I hear that Jamaica is under I don't know, cold front. Yeah, I guess it's been an event down there in Jamaica. A lot of people are crying out for cold, and it is something that I have never seen before. I can't recall ever hearing of Jamaica getting to be as cold as it is, or reported. Yeah, so I want to say welcome to our world. Those of you in Jamaica, you're feeling just a little bit of what we go through on a regular basis. So I guess now a lot of people are probably going to start having sympathy for us over here. Yeah, you think so? You guys think that people are going to start having sympathy for us in America or in the cold countries? Because now that they are dropping down to below 70 degrees in Jamaica, and everybody is crying out, like literally crying, bawling, yeah, that they're freezing. Trust me, they haven't been into the 60s, into the 50s. I hear that recently some parts of Jamaica went down to about 60 degrees, which is somewhere around 16 degrees Celsius in Jamaica. If we do the calculations, that's probably how it's going to turn out. But that is like fall or spring weather in Jamaica, in America. That's when we wear our light jackets. So I hear that everybody in Jamaica was bawling, yeah, because they were freezing. But I do hope that you get back your normal temperature, your 80s and 90s pretty soon, and so you can start bawling out for heat again, because That's what we do, right? We complain. If it is too hot, we complain. If it's too cold, we complain. If it's snowing, we complain. And if it's raining, we complain. We're just the people who complain. That's human nature. So you soon get back your 80 and 90 degrees where you can start complaining how hot it is again. And then you start getting the dry spells and you complain how dry it is. So, yeah, that's just what happened. But if you notice, the topic that we have listed here tonight, the first topic and the one that is the main topic here is that most people do not end up with the person they truly want. I'm gonna discuss that, and maybe we can have a chat about it. And don't hesitate to call me. I remember telling you last week that, hey, listen, we don't worry about the fact if you are one of the few people who always call. Yeah, call, man. Call still. Yeah, we want to talk to you. Don't leave me hanging here. So, don't matter. It's 508-762-7621, the WhatsApp line. Those of you on Linkage Radio, good evening to you. Welcome. And I'd love to hear from my Linkage Radio listeners too. 508-762-7621. It's a WhatsApp line. 508-762-7621. WhatsApp line. So, most people do not end up with the person they truly want. Is that so? Is it so? They do not end up with the persons they truly want, but they end up with the people that are in front of them. That is one, right? That is topic number one. But the main one we're going to talk about, what is your take on who's at fault for breaking this relationship? We'll see if I can play this video for you. And once I play the video, we can have the discussion about this particular situation, ladies and gentlemen. Who broke the relationship? Because people are talking about these things, So we would like to find out what is your take on this particular situation, because man and woman story, it is one thing when women hear one thing. It's interesting, that when women will hear one thing and the men will hear another thing, you listen to the same thing and you come away with two different thinking. So I'm going to play this one for you and see if we can talk about it afterwards.
All right, hear me out. Let's say we got two people, and let's say they've been married for, let's give them 15 years. They've been married for 15 years. They got a couple kids. They're grown up, whatever. They have a house together. They have careers. Everything's settled, intertwined together. The only thing they don't have, well, they don't have relations anymore. That's right. One decided sex no longer held any value to them, so they pulled it all. It wasn't health or anything, just disinterest. The other person, they didn't get a conversation. They weren't asked anything. They got the silent treatment until it was completely enforced. Now, the other person who didn't sign on for the sexless marriage goes out and takes a lover. And they feel completely fine in that because they didn't sign on for sexlessness. They didn't agree to it. Hey, let me ask you, in a monogamous relationship like the one I described, who broke the relationship? Who broke the commitment? Who broke the agreement? What do you think?
Who broke the commitment? Who broke the agreement first? And I'm going to play it for you one more time so that you can hear, you can listen, you can hear, and then you can make up your mind. Because sometimes, as I say before, sometimes people will hear something and maybe you don't hear it, you don't fully understand it because you never listen to it carefully, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do, I want to play it for you one more time and Yeah, it's the hot topics. It's the hot topics. So let's play this one for you one more time.
All right, hear me out. Let's say we got two people, and let's say they've been married for, let's give them 15 years. They've been married for 15 years. They got a couple kids. They're grown up, whatever. They have a house together. They have careers. Everything's settled, intertwined together. The only thing they don't have, well, they don't have relations anymore. That's right. One decided sex no longer held any value to them, so they pulled it all. It wasn't health or anything, just disinterest. The other person, they didn't get a conversation. They weren't asked anything. They got the silent treatment until it was completely enforced. Now, the other person who didn't sign on for the sexless marriage goes out and takes a lover. And they feel completely fine in that because they didn't sign on for sexlessness. They didn't agree to it. Hey, let me ask you, in a monogamous relationship like the one I described, who broke the relationship? Who broke the commitment? Who broke the agreement? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's number one. That is number one. And it's very interesting. Who broke the agreement? Who broke the commitment first? And I know that a lot of times the women will say, boy, it's a reason, because I have had this debate many times. I have heard the debate many times. I've seen it many times. And it always comes around to the woman saying, hey, there's a reason why we are withholding. Because when you check it out, it is the woman who control relations. Let's put it like that in the relationship. It is the women who decide whether or not the man gets it. Doesn't matter what the man do. If the woman don't want it, not gonna happen. Right? Unless you're gonna force her, and then that is a different topic for another day. Well, majority of the times, when that thing is being withheld in the relationship, it is always the woman who is withdrawing herself. And I've been thinking about this topic here because I think I found this video online, and I decided that I was going to go with it from last week. From last Sunday, matter of fact. And so I've had some time to think about it. I've had some time to wrap my head around the entire thing. There are days when I come and I'm not as prepared to deal with it as, as I am as I probably am this evening, because I've had time to think about it and wrap my mind around it. And ladies and gentlemen, I can safely say to you that most of the times it's the women who withdraw themselves from the relationship, and they blame the man for whatever reason. They blame it on the man. And a woman will say to you, and I want you to hear me out and follow me, not blaming anybody. It's just a fact of life and what happens. But a woman will say to you, hey, I'm tired, so I'm stressed out, so I can't think about sex. They will do everything else that is required in their life, and they will perform
But when it comes to that part of their life, the person who they claim to love, the person who they marry, who they went before the pastor and said sickness and in health until death do us part, this person is the person who they decide to take out their stress on. Because they will be tired, according to them. They'll be tired. As if the man doesn't get tired. So they will be tired. And you can tell me if I am leaning one way, because in any research you will see it pop up that it's the woman. In this video, this woman is not blaming anybody. She's asking a question. Who broke the relationship? And I'm answering the question. And I'm answering the question by saying most of the times it's a woman who break the relationship. Because they withdraw themselves. They will be, according to them, they will be tired. But yet they will go to work and they will perform for the boss. They will do their jobs at work 100%. And they will do everything else 100%. But then, when it comes to fulfilling their marital duties, they relinquish. They withdraw. They're tired. They are frustrated. And they cannot deal with that aspect of the relationship. And I was talking to somebody recently. It was a group of women I was having the conversation with. And it was the same thing. And they were saying that, well, if the woman have to come in and she have to wash and she have to cook and she have to clean and the man doesn't help, then that can be a turn off. And I am like, okay, yeah, I get where you're coming from with that. But what if the man, that man does everything outside of he doesn't wash and cook and clean inside of the house, but he mows the lawn, which you don't help. Let's use America for example. He clears the snow, which you don't help. He washed the cars, which you don't help. He fixes things around the house, which you don't help. But you never hear that man complain one day that he's tired, because, hey, that man will come out of, he'll come off a long day, stressful day. And he comes home and he wants to cuddle up with his wife because he wants his wife. He loves his wife. And he wants to, be with his wife. But the wife come off of a stressful day just the same. And instead of going to the husband and trying to say, okay, babes, here we are, we're coming off a stressful day and whatever. Let us lean on each other. He wants to lean on her, but she is having none of it because she's tired and stressed out. Make it make sense to me how it is that these things can happen. Anyway, that is my take on that, right? That is my take. So if you have a different take, by all means, call me 508-762-7621. I also have another one, ladies and gentlemen. I also have another one that I would love to share with you. But before we do that, I want to go into the news coming out of Jamaica. And when I read this one here, I was a little bit I couldn't believe that the Ministry of Education had to put out a bulletin like this. The Ministry of Education says schools should allow students to wear jackets to classes amid cooler temperatures and strong winds across Jamaica due to the cold front. You hear what I say? The Ministry of Education had to put out a bulletin. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. I am not kidding you. That the Ministry of Education had to put out a bulletin saying that schools should allow students to wear jackets. The things that went through my mind, the words, I cannot repeat them. I can't repeat them neither on ear nor off ear, the things that went through my mind, because they went through my mind and I had to ask God for forgiveness when I read the news article. There has been widespread public condemnation following reports that a primary school in St. Catherine required students to remove jackets and sweaters on the grounds that they were not part of the official uniform. It was reported that children complained of being cold after the clothing items were confiscated. In a bulletin, the Education Ministry stated that given the circumstances, dress codes for jackets should be relaxed to allow students to wear any appropriate and warm outerwear. This includes jackets that are not part of the standard school uniform but are suitable for cold weather. The ministry noted that it is important for all students to feel comfortable, especially since weather conditions can affect concentration and overall well-being. Keep in mind that some students may have existing health conditions that the colder weather could exacerbate. We urge you to be observant and attentive to these students, ensuring that they have what they need to remain warm and comfortable. The Education Ministry is also encouraging schools to implement other measures to help keep students warm and comfortable. It suggested that schools offer warm beverages or soups as part of their lunchtime meal offerings. These should be served at a temperature that is safe for consumption, providing comfort without risking any harm. Additionally, given the colder temperature, the ministry recommended that school administrators allow more frequent bathroom breaks for students as needed. The strong cold front impacting us presents both a challenge and an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to the well-being of our students. As school administrators, it is crucial to remember our duty of care as mandated by the Child Care and Protection Act, which calls for a nurturing and protective environment for all children in our care. And the article went on. But, ladies and gentlemen, the problem that you see, rules are rules. How many times have we heard that before? Rules are rules. I remember having this discussion on this very program. That I have been ostracized many times for the stance that I take. And I will still hold firm to the stance that I take. I will never waver. Because rules are rules. However, why do we make stupid rules? Why are we so draconian in the rules that we make? The rules must make sense, ladies and gentlemen. a lot of the rules in the schools in Jamaica makes absolutely no sense. I've often heard the argument that, hey, we have to have these rules in order to have disciplined students or a disciplined society. And a lot of people will say, hey, you see what is happening in Jamaica? It's because it's a lack of rules. We can't have it both ways. We cannot have it both ways. With the amount of rules and the draconian way in which the rules are applied in the schools in Jamaica, Jamaica should have been the most disciplined society on earth. We are far from it. We are far from it. So are the rules making any sense in producing a society that is disciplined? We have to ask ourselves. We make these draconian rules for these students that we can't even relax in a case of emergency. So you ask yourself, why are the rules? Are the rules really for the students, or are the rules for the people who are making these rules to feel good about themselves, to feel as if they are in control and they are in authority? Why are the rules being applied? And a lot of people I will hear say, rules are rules. And when you were applying for the school, you heard about the rule. Yeah. So I heard about the rule that you're not supposed to wear any jacket outside of what is being sold at the school. So the school is benefiting from the jacket. And if I can't afford to buy that jacket, my child should not come to school. Or he or she should freeze to death. That is what we're talking about when we talk about rules are rules. And I see even in this very situation, we have some people who are being strident on social media, who are saying, well, they didn't know the rules before and sending the picnic at the school. Just buy the jacket and nobody would complain. Yeah, that's what. So, where do you come down on this one, ladies and gentlemen? How do you square this thing where rules are rules? And even in a situation where it is freezing, a principal will take the jacket from students and let them freeze because it is not a part of the school uniform. That is what happened in this instance. It is as a result of the stupidity and the rigidity of the administrators who constantly apply some draconian, nonsensical rules in schools. They will send the children home. The children, they will deny them an education because they're not following, quote unquote, the rules. Every year, we deal with it at the beginning of the school year. Every single year. It's the same nonsense. The pants is a little bit too tight. The pants is a little bit too short. And I know people are going to come at me for it because they feel like I want to. No, I don't want anything goes. That's not what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating for people to have common sense. Common sense. That's what I'm advocating for. I'm not advocating for just anything goes, but some of the rules that they are making, they make no sense. And so I want to find out why some of these rules. I am yet to hear anybody come and tell me that, hey, these rules really work and it make you what? You're not gonna function in society if you don't wear your dress below your knee? Or your maxi down there? Or you're not gonna function in society if you don't wear a pair of black shoes, or I am one of those who I have reached a point where I honestly just want them to do away with some of the uniform code in Jamaica. Just be done with it. Just be done with it. It's not putting us anywhere. It's not making the students perform any better in schools. It's not making them any brighter. It's not allowing them to pass any more subjects. What good is it doing? I want somebody to tell me, what good is it doing? Apart from some of us get on our self-righteous soapbox and talk about, oh, I had to endure it, and look at me now. Ooh, I am now Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. And I went through it, and it was good for me. Good for you, what? What would have happened if you hadn't followed, if they did not have those rules? You wouldn't have become anybody? Is that what you're saying? If they did not have a rule that says that you have to wear your uniform above your ankle, are you telling me that you would not have passed your exams and you would not have become who you are? Come on. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. And the Ministry of Education is so impotent. Impotent. The Ministry of Education. They cannot regulate. Why is it? What are they for? The Ministry of Education. Because there are so many times when schools turn away students from schools, from classes, for some minor infractions. Something that they need to just probably call the parents in and, have a discussion about and sort it out. They turn these students out on the road, leave them to the mercy of God because of these draconian school administrators, and they turn them out. Send them home, lock the gate on them. You're talking about 12, 13-year-old students, 14-year-old. Your parents send them to school and gone to work. And teachers lock the gate on them. For whatever reason, they lock the gate. Leave them to the mercy of the world because of some minor infraction. And the thing that is grinding my gears, ladies and gentlemen, is that we still have a great part of the society in Jamaica that support this nonsense. This nonsense. And the Ministry of Education, while they are saying that they no school should turn away students for these infractions, and no school, and they're encouraging. Can you imagine a parent send their child to school with a jacket because it's cold, and the principal take away your jacket from you? Tell me which part on the face of God earth that is something that should happen. Me don't know, if I'd have me picnic still, me and that principal, we are rule, We are rule, me no mean verbally we are rule, Me mean we are rule. And then when you have people taking actions like these, you hear say, this and you hear say that. Come on, man. How are you supposed to send your children? And I also get to understand that one parent went to the school to pick up the children, realized that they don't have the jackets, and what happened to the jacket? Principal take it, go to principal say, me argue it. That is what I'm hearing. I don't know if but I don't know. That is one more topic there, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't understand. I don't. Education Ministry urges schools to allow jackets. We're talking about, it's 2025 we're in, 2025. And the Education Ministry in Jamaica, they have to put out a bulletin urging schools, urging them. Nobody now have no common sense, say it cool. So what I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. What's the outcome? What is the desired outcome? What do you want from these students? You take away them jacket because them never buy your jacket, or them now wear your jacket where you give them. You take away their jacket, and you expect what? You expect them to learn? Oh, you don't care. Because you quite certainly, you cannot expect that they're supposed to perform because they're cold. How is that not torture? How is that not cruel and inhumane punishment? How? How is it that somebody who is supposed to be well learned, educated, and be in a position to be protecting the children, not understand that you can't do that? How? 508-762-7621, ladies and gentlemen. 508-762-7621. WhatsApp line 508-762-7621. You can call me anytime throughout the program and give me your opinion on any of the two topics that I have thrown out there so far. And I'm gonna go to the next topic number, what do you call this now, number 3. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next topic, and in the meantime you can let me know. Yeah, you can give me a call. All right, so the other one says here that most people do not end up with a person they truly want but with the best available option. Is it true or false? What is your take? Most people do not end up with the person they want, but with the best available option. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that a lot of us have partners by default. A lot of us have partners by default because we definitely do not get the people that we Hello, good evening. You're live on the radio.
Good evening to you, Chris.
Hey, Sister Pat.
Oh boy, you passion in your voice,
As usual.
and the anger in your voice on the stick. You are hot under the collar.
I might tell you, I'm a color. I mean, I forgot to drink some water and roll down my collar and all of them something there, because some of these things.
So like you need a drink.
I need a strong drink. Oh my word.
Okay.
Yeah, what
Now, I'm going to use your term, draconian law and draconian rule.
right.
Now, it's very unfair.
Mm.
I heard how cold it is out there. And Jamaica is not equipped to have heating system. They don't have heat in classroom. They don't have heat in your home.
Mm-hmm.
Some homes don't even have hot water for you to bathe. You know, you bathe in the cold water. And sitting in the classroom as a student, if the room temperature isn't right, you ain't gonna learn.
Mm.
You're gonna be shifting in your seat. You want to go to the bathroom very frequently. So there is no way for a student to learn in that environment. Now, my question is, the teacher who that child jacket, is it jealous or she jealous of the student jacket that she want the jacket? That even the parent who went to claim the jacket, she was turned away? No, it would have been a situation if that was me. You wasn't going to take my child jacket and then you're going to hold on to it too? The police would have to be called. And if I don't get any good word from the police, then I would have to take drastic measures. But it's unfair. It's really unfair that students are unable to wear a jacket. Now, I am against wearing that big old bubble coat. You know, you wouldn't want to wear a big bubble coat in the classroom now, you know. But a little jacket or a sweater, that would be fine, you know, keep the door closed. And just let the kids be as comfortable as you possibly can. But to have that stiff rule that they cannot wear a jacket, oh no.
Yeah.
This is the environment that we're living in today. There are some people who choose to take the rule of thumb to a different level. And who is it benefiting at the time? It's not benefiting
That is the $1,000,000 question. When you make these rules, who are you making them to benefit?
Yes, you see, because at the end of the day, as an educator, your primary concern should be to educate the child, to allow the child to read. Now, for me, if that was me, I would have walked right out of that classroom. Would walk right out of that classroom and go get my parent and bring my parent to the principal's office. There, we would have to have a dialogue. What kind of person are you? Yeah. Where is your heart? Where is your empathy? Where is your sympathy? Was
Yeah.
that teacher wear a jacket?
That is the thing, I would like to find
He,
out from them. Did that teacher not have on a jacket that day?
okay, or as they would say, a blazer.
Yeah. So you
Was
mean to
that
tell me that the
teacher wearing
teacher,
a blazer?
the teacher have on a jacket and deprive the students all
Okay,
day without a jacket? What if that child had some underlying illness?
that's it.
You know,
That's it. And
it
to
is.
add injury justice, when the kid went home and complained to the parent, and the parent come to retrieve the jacket, what the audacity says, I'm not giving it to you.
That's what I
Oh my.
hear. I can't confirm it, with any degree of certainty, but
Okay.
that is the
Okay.
rumor that is out there that, hey, the parent
Mm.
went to retrieve it and the principal said them not give it to them. So I don't know for sure about that part of it,
There-
you know.
There's no
But
confidence.
I do know that it is reported that they denied the student. They took the jacket from the student. Tell them to take it off. That in and of itself make me and you fight.
Right. That's what I said. Would have been you come out and say fight, and there would have been a situation.
No man, come on man. We have to do better than that in Jamaica, man. We have to do better than that. You
Yes,
know.
it would have been a situation.
Mhm. This thing about, rules are rules. It just rubbed me the wrong way every single time. We're not living under slavery. We can operate like human beings, and this thing where they're making these nonsensical rules, it just, I am still trying very hard to understand how these rules make sense, and I can't see it.
Yes. And who are they benefiting?
Sister Pat,
Those are the
let, let
dollar
me
questions.
let me just say something here. I said it earlier. With the amount of rules in schools in Jamaica,
Yes.
if it was if rules in schools were supposed to make us this disciplined society, Jamaica would have been number one in terms of discipline.
Right. That's right.
So we need to take a step back and look. Are the rules, these rules, are they working?
Mhm.
Because honestly, I don't think we are the most disciplined society. Far from
Are
it.
you-
I think we are one of the most indisciplined society, indisciplined people in society. So why these rules? And every grown up, I see 90% of them, oh, rules are rules. They must obey the rules. But when you graduate from school and when you obey the rules in a society, so what I say, me not understand it. That is the point that I'm trying to make. Me not get it. Because they want to hand down them draconian rules here. Pan the picnic
and they
them.
follow no rules when they were in school,
But as you graduate from school, you know, but I want to follow the rules again.
Yes.
Make it make sense. So the rules are just for the children. It's not to apply to society. It's not to apply to anything in society, as far as I'm concerned. You know?
Dare them to step. They are dare to step out of line.
Yeah.
They are dare to step out of line.
So for me, I believe these people, they get off on playing slave master. They feel high and mighty when they hold these students in check with their iron fist, and they can't get out of line not even an inch, or else I think these people who make these rules and these people who apply these rules, it does something to them psychologically. They feel powerful. I think that's it.
Yes, definitely.
So what do you think about the other two topics, Sister Pat?
Okay. Brief me again. I
All
know
right.
there's one
So
about relationship.
right. So the first one that I played was this woman was saying that, well, people get together and after 15 years or some odd years, I don't remember the exact number of years, the relationship break down because they're not having relationships anymore because one person decide that they're going to take that away from the relationship, and then the other person decide to step out and do whatever. So they're asking the question, who broke the relationship first in that situation?
In relationship,
Mm-hmm.
especially long-term relationship.
You're breaking up. You're
Sometimes,
breaking up, Sister Pat.
I'm sorry. Sometimes people fall out of love,
Mm-hmm.
and it's it's easier said than done. Sometimes it's the woman's fault. Sometimes it's the man's fault, especially if cheating is involved. You know, either one could break the relationship. But when folks fall out of love, if there's no infidelity, you know, it's as if you grow tired of each other.
Mm.
No, really, because I've listened to a lot of folks, and
Mm-hmm.
so you grow tired of each other, you know, and if the relationship can be repaired, that's when a social worker, it's time to get some kind of counseling,
Mm.
because there are different things that causes someone to fall out of the relationship. So it's hard for me to say definitively whose fault. You have to check both the individual,
Mm.
but most of the time when people fall out of love, it's infidelity. It's a common factor. The man cheats or the woman cheat, and they just can't get it together anymore.
Mm.
Yep. I mean, it's a topic that it's a very good topic, and any factor can be factored in.
Mm.
Yep.
All right, Sister Pat.
That's a very sensitive topic. What's the other topic?
Oh, so the other one was be like most people
Mm-hmm.
do not end up with the person they truly want, but with the best available option. Is that true? so, so in other words, a man, me want Halle Berry,
Mm-hmm.
but that's who he's infatuated with or who he claims to be in love with. But guess what? He can't get Halle Berry, so it's the next person. I'm just using, but in life, really, is it
Mm-hmm.
true that people, even within your surrounding,
Mm-hmm.
you may be in love with somebody else, but
Mm-hmm.
that person might be taken, so you have to just settle for somebody else?
And the reason why I smile, who this reminds me of?
Mm-mm, we don't know.
Jacob. Remember the story with Jacob and Leah and Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Jacob was so in love with Rachel,
Mm-hmm.
and he worked 7 years for her. And when the time for him to get Rachel, the father Laban, he tricked He tricked Jacob and
Mm-hmm.
gave lazy eye Leah because Leah had the lazy eye. She wasn't that attractive for her.
Mm.
You remember the story? But her sister was extremely attractive.
Mm.
My question is, he was so much in love with Rachel and he thought he had got the pie. It wasn't until the following morning, after the marriage was consummated, he realized he had married Lazy Eye Leah.
Mm.
And so he had to work now 7 more years to get Rachel. So he worked 14 years for that woman, but he eventually got the woman of his dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in our present day society, yes, there are some folks who end up, we would say, settling for less. The person who you love and who you really, really want, you can't have that person because that person is already taken.
Mm.
And so you end up marrying someone else who you may have a lesser affection towards.
Mm. So
But love is love.
what does that do though? What does that do to relationships if you're
Well,
marrying somebody who uh is not your first, second, or even third choice? It's probably your fourth choice, but you end up marrying that. You end up settling.
sometimes the relationship works. Another time it might not work out to your advantage.
Mm.
You know, I know of a situation, two sisters involved. One sister was married to the husband, and her sister ended up sleeping and having relationship with brother-in-law.
Mm.
Both of them got was pregnant at the same time.
Whoa.
You know, so these are some situations that you hear about and you wonder what's psychologically what's going on in this person's head. Why would you jeopardize your relationship? For me, I have brother-in-laws and I would never, that's me, I would never attempt to have a relationship with my brother-in-laws. But
Mm.
then there are other women who wouldn't think twice about doing it.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself, where is the person's state of mind at the time? Because it takes two to tango.
Mm.
In this situation, the brother in law is, I would say, nasty to approach his sister in law, even though we don't know who was made the first step, who made the first advance. But the thing is, when you have a conscience and when you have a heart set, you are going to not put yourself in that kind of position. But there are some people who just don't care, they don't mind.
Yeah.
But it's very, very difficult, you know, when someone end up marrying somebody who they don't feel should be their life partner, but they make it work.
Ah, they make it
They
work.
make it
Yeah,
work.
they make it work.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
I
they
prepared.
make it work.
This is the part. I prepared a commentary on that, and I am going to play it. I prepared a commentary on that one there. I'm
You
going to
did?
play it because I like how you say that, because that was a part of,
Yes.
that's a part of the commentary. They
Yes.
make it
Make
work
it work. Yes.
because yeah, you one of the things that I think of, is that everybody wants Mr. and Mrs. Right, but
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Right a lot of times are not available, so
No,
they have to
they
get
like misfits. They're like
Mr. and Mrs.
misfits.
Right. No, who is in front of them? So, Mr. Yeah, so they have to get Mr. right now, because hey, this is the person who is in front of you, So Mr.
That's
Right, yeah, it's not available.
yes,
Mr. Right is either married or otherwise occupied, or probably
absolutely.
Mr. Right don't want you.
Absolutely. And it
You know?
might not have worked out. It
Yeah.
might not have
So
worked out.
you just grab the
You
next
have to
person who is available and say,
that's
"Yo,
it.
come."
That's it.
I'm
And
just,
say,
and
we
the truth be told, a lot
yeah,
of times people end up falling in love with this person. They never really, or they tell themselves that they fall in love.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they just end up settling. And it's not that
That's it.
settling sometimes is a bad thing.
No,
It's
no,
just being realistic.
absolutely.
Because you
Most
can't get Denzel
definitely.
Washington, so where you gonna?
That's
You
right.
know?
Yep, you end up with a short
So,
man.
hey, what wrong with Short Man? Listen, sister Pat. Don't bother with me tonight. You hear? What what is wrong? What
What
is
you
wrong
say,
with Short
sir?
Man?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Yeah, you can end up with a brown skinned man. If you want a light skinned man, you get a dark skinned man. Hello. If
true.
you want a man with blue eyes and you don't get him, then you get one with
With brown
green
eyes.
eyes
Yeah.
or brown eyes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you want a man who is a professor who teaches at Harvard and you can't get him, then you just get a local man as long as you can make life together. That's what it's all about.
Mm.
There's a saying, don't hang your basket where you cannot reach it.
Okay, I got you.
So we just have to make do with what we have in life. At least we know what we have. We don't know what you're gonna get because there are times when you think the grass is greener on the other
If
side.
it tell you, yeah.
And when it's shrubbery, it's all shrubbery.
Oh Lord have mercy. You're wearing some rose-colored glasses.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You see,
So,
I think so the grass
we just
greener.
have to make life work.
I
Just
know a lot of times
make
the grass are really green. Now, what if it was still.
oh no, it's
Especially in
not.
today's day and age. I tell you,
Telling
it's
you,
it's
it's
slim
not
pickings out there. So
definitely
anybody in them
most
relationship, try hold on upon it because me I tell you, say if you jump out there, it's a jump out of fried pan, I jump in a fire.
all right. There is
Try,
a song. Oh God, I forgot the artist says, you had better hold on to what you have.
oh,
Because if you don't think that what you have is good enough for you,
mm,
put him or her out there and
mm-hmm.
you will see somebody else will grab
Before
your
you can count one, two,
individual
three.
before you can count one, two, three.
Mm,
So, but that's what life is all about. There is no perfect individual,
mm.
Chris.
But yeah, some people are
There
look
is
for
no
perfection still.
perfect relationship, Chris.
Yeah.
Every relationship requires work. There are some folks who believe that when they marry Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, they're going to ride off in the sunset and they're going to get everything that their heart desire
Mm,
and not knowing the relationships, the marriages that have lasted for so long. When you interview those couples, they will tell you it has not been easy. I remember reading a story about a couple. They were married for about some 50, 60 years. And the interviewer he asked the husband first, what made the relationship work? His response was, my wife is always right.
mm.
My wife is always right.
Yeah.
And we don't have arguments. Nope. Wow. The wife would said, I would rather he fusses with me or have a dialogue with me. But the moment he opened his mouth, he's gonna get a beat down. So he says, my wife is always right.
Hmm. One of the
So
things that
some
I believe in relationships, you see, I think
yes.
people ought to not look on other people's relationship, but to see
Yes.
what work for you in
Right.
your own relationship. and work
Absolutely.
on that, because every relationship is different and the dynamics within relationships are different. What worked for you may not work for me, right?
Absolutely.
So
You're so
if
correct.
something is working for you in your relationship, don't look on my relationship and envy what I have, because you don't know
Uh,
what I am doing to make my relationship work. If your relationship is
Absolutely.
working, like for example, you have
Yes.
some relationship where the man control the finances, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
will spend the money, he'll work the money and he spend the money and whatever, and the relationship works great, right?
Absolutely.
Some women wouldn't want that. Some women would, they want to control the finances. They want the man to work,
Yeah.
bring the money, come, they will spend it. And you have some relationships that it works beautifully with
Of
that
course.
scenario. So, whatever works for you in your relationship, that is what you ought to focus on. But what I find is that everybody is thinking about a one size fits all, which doesn't
Yes.
exist anywhere in the world.
Oh, no, no. No one size cookie cutter anymore.
Mm,
No. Nope. And we can take a page out of, couples um relationship. If you have six couples sitting in front of you and you ask, if you put the wives in a different room and you ask the husband, let's say 5 questions, he will give his answer. And then you're gonna bring the wives in and you will simply say to them, these are questions we ask.
mm,
Tell me, for example, how many times within the month you would go out eat. If you say two, the wife and the husband says none, people are saying, but you don't know your husband, you know?
mm,
And there are different questions that are asked, but does it mean you're not on the same page? You know?
mm.
And just simply interviewing and asking certain questions, it will enable even me to learn. We're all here to learn, and love is an action word. You demonstrate your love for your significant other by doing the action. I
Mm.
can come in and say, "Oh, I love you," and it's just coming off, rolling off of my tongue.
Yes.
If I demonstrate to you, for example, you're coming in from work and you're tired, and I'm not so tired, and I says, honey, I'm gonna fix dinner this evening, and you roll up your sleeve and you go and you cook. That's what love is.
Mm.
The act, you know. And what works for one might not work for the other. Now there are some men who are not very good cooks. You have some women who are not good cooks either. But but whoever um picks up the baton to cook, now you can come together as a couple and say, this is our evening. We're gonna do this together. Could you peel the vegetables while I do the rice? I'm gonna fix the meat, and that's working together, and that's how you can get your relationship working. But I don't know. We are in a society today where it's about me, myself, and I. What I can get from it's just me, and you don't care about the other individual. But
Yeah. All right, Sister Pat, thank you as usual. Appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome, sure. All right.
All right. Yeah, 508-762-7621, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to participate in the hot topics, any one of the hot topics, 508-762-7621. Most people do not end up with the person that they truly want, but with their best available option. I told Sister Pat that I prepared a commentary on that, and I don't know if I should play it. After all of this, I think I want to skip it. Yeah, I think I want to skip the commentary. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, there's also another development in Jamaica. It is a news about. Where did I find that? No. Joyland Silvera. We heard about that, where he is now pleading to manslaughter. He was originally charged for the murder of his wife, but forensics found that without a doubt that he was the killer, according to ballistics report from his the shot that they took from his wife, or one of the shots they took from his wife, matched perfectly 100% with his his firearm, the firearm that was issued to him. So with that, he realized that, hey, listen, they got me. So I think his lawyer told him that, listen, it's best to plead guilty for manslaughter, the lesser of the charges. So Jamaicans are not happy, because a lot of Jamaicans believe that justice is not being served. Lot of Jamaicans. When I heard that he was changing his plea, I was hoping that they would reject the plea. As a matter of fact, I don't know what I was thinking. Because if it had gone to court on trial, are we sure that he would have? I don't know. I don't know where I come. I just feel like there's something in my stomach. I don't feel like justice is being served. Fact is that he's gonna spend some time, and I do hope. I'm still hoping and praying that this guy end up spending a long time in prison. Joyland Silvera. He will be sentenced on March 9. So in the meantime, we now have to sit and wait with bated breath until that time when he is sentenced, and hope and pray that he gets a significant sentence. Now, if he gets upward of 25 years, because on the gun-related charge and the manslaughter charge, if they do them consecutively, I mean, it's quite possible he may end up spending the rest of his life behind bars, because the guy's no chicken. He's a grown man, right? So if he end up spending upwards of 25 years in prison, anything less than that is a slap in the face of the Jamaican people. Because according to them, the reason why he is pleading guilty to manslaughter is that he is saying, at first, remember, when this man, when the report came out, he, along with his accomplices, stated that the woman died from natural causes, aneurysm or something of the sort, and little bit of blood was coming out of her nose. Some more people need to go to jail too, you know. I don't understand how some other people don't go to jail, but anyway, I rest my case. And they covered it up. They covered up the murder for weeks. And he was at her funeral, bawling out his eyes. He was at her funeral, bawling. Jordan Silvera. He's a cruel man. Cruel man. Jordan Silvera. And so I understand when this news broke and the Jamaican people are saying, no, we don't want you to accept this, carry him to trial. Because most people believe that if he went to trial, he would have been charged. Well, he was charged for murder, so he should have been charged for the murder. They shouldn't accept the guilty plea of manslaughter because that is going to reduce his sentence. I don't know. I am hoping that this guy, that it just rub most of us the wrong way. And a lot of us feel like justice will not be served. Because according to Mr. Silvera, he was being provoked by his wife. So if my wife provoked me in Jamaica, I can just kill her and just go say it's manslaughter, just charge me for manslaughter because she provoked me. She provoked me, so me just so unalive her. Because that is not what he's saying. But here is the thing too. And I want you guys to listen to this, because this makes a lot of sense. They had a son that died in the same yard. According to them, according to reports, the son drowned. Now, he is admitting that his wife was blaming, and I want you guys to hear me out and think about this carefully. He is admitting that his wife was blaming him. They had an argument because his wife was blaming him for the death of his son. And they had an argument. And he shot her. So his son died. The wife was blaming him and they had an argument about it. And he killed his wife. So it's manslaughter. Listen to that sound. His wife, according to him, his wife was blaming him. They had an argument. His wife was blaming him. I don't know. But for a lot of Jamaicans, this doesn't sit well. And it doesn't sit well not because people definitely don't like murderers. People want murderers to go to jail. Whichever side of the aisle you are, whether you are, as a matter of fact, most people in Jamaica, they don't take sides when they come to murderers. They don't care about which party you belong to. Most Jamaicans want murderers to go where murderers are supposed to go. But one of the things that is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, they believe that he's going to get preferential treatment because that's what politicians and the big wigs normally get. Just like how people believe that Mr. Ruel Reid, is getting preferential treatment. Not saying he is. I'm just saying that a lot of people are thinking that way, and I can understand why people think that way. Because they believe that politicians always get away with murder. Pun intended. So, I don't know. What's your take? 508-762-7621 if you want to contribute to any one of the topics. Most people do not end up with the person they truly want, but with their best available option. Let me now we have here a breakdown of the provocation law, the key aspect of provocation in Jamaican law. Key aspects of provocation in Jamaican law. By definition, it is a partial defense that reduces liability when a person kills under sudden passion or fear, but without malice or forethought. And it goes on to say the reasonable person test. The court evaluates whether the acts or the words or actions were enough to cause a reasonable person to lose self-control, according to the Court of Appeal judgment R.V. Moses Fabian. Yeah, so a reasonable person, the reasonable person test, the court evaluates whether the acts, that is, the words or actions, were enough to cause a reasonable person to lose self-control, according to the Court of Appeal. And again, the Jamaica provocation is a defense that can reduce a charge of murder to manslaughter if the act was committed while losing self-control due to extreme provocation. The provocation must be sufficient to make a reasonable person lose control, and the reaction must be proportional. So that's the justification. He was being provoked. So he had to kill her. Wow. I tell you, what a world we live in, eh? So the prosecution, a lot of people are disappointed in the prosecution though, because people believe that, you know, they I don't know. I just hope that he gets what's coming to him. I don't know. I honestly don't. It's been on my mind, but I can't tell you if I believe they should have accepted the plea deal. You know, I don't know what goes in the thought process of the DPP, so I don't know. But yeah, most people do not end up with the person that they truly want. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play the the thing there. Let me just see if I can boss one Dennis Brown tune, take a little break, and then come right back. Money in my pocket. Money in my pocket. I can't get no love. Dennis Brown. Yeah. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is a hot topic. You can still call me. You can call me anytime throughout the program. 508-762-7621. The WhatsApp line.
Money in my pocket, but I just can't get no love. Money in my pocket, but I just can't get no love. I'm praying for a girl to be my own. Soon said she coming, but I don't believe a word she said. 'Cause she ran away and left me one rainy day. She made me had in mind that her love would never die, and now I'm alone, yeah, so alone, so alone, yeah, yeah. Money in my pocket, but I just can't get no love. Oh no. Money in my pocket, but I just can't get no love. A
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for last night on the musical vibes, we had a good time. We featured Barry Salmon, so it's Black History Month, and we are featuring some people, yeah, for Black History. I wanted to do Dennis Brown and Gregory Isaac, not Gregory Isaac. Oh boy, my brain is freezing right now. But I wanted to do Dennis Brown last night along with Barry Salmon. Yeah, Barry Salmon. I'm getting old, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Barry Salmon. But I only had time for Barry Salmon based on the amount of music and I still didn't go through all of the catalog. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Next week, though, on the hot topic, I am trying to get not yet confirmed, but I'm trying to see if I can get Julie. Yeah, Julie Mansfield. Julie Mansfield. I had a chat with her when I started this thing over 10 years ago. Yeah, I think she was one of the first persons. I can't remember if she was the first, but one of the first. She was in that batch of people that I interviewed when I started this thing back then. Want to touch base with Julie, so we are trying to work out a schedule to see if I can get her on the program for next week. We'll see how that works. If we don't get her for next week, we'll get her for the following week. But we are definitely gonna get her to have a chat with her. All right, Julie Mansfield. That'll be coming up. If we don't have her next week, well, for the hot topics is a different thing. But yeah, if we don't have her next week, as I say, we'll have her the following week. But Dennis Brown, I'll be featuring Dennis Brown on the musical vibes, yeah, on Wednesday. And for the people on, listen, man, we need some more people for check out the thing. When I say the linkage radar massive, you know, the linkage radar massive only Thursday daytime is soon, you know. But I'll see you up on Wednesday, man. Linkage radio. People want to know, check out CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, www.CaribbeanVibesRadio.com on a Wednesday. Yeah, I see a lot of people. Now, in the chat, I noticed Sister Camille saying that I'm still in 2025. I am sorry. Yeah, I tell you, my brain sleeping. My brain is sleeping. So I am sorry. I apologize. I said 2025. I meant 2026. Yeah, it is 2026. And I realized when I said it, afterwards, when I was talking about the draconian rules in school, I realized that I said it's 2025. Yeah, it's 2026. It takes me a couple of months. We're just out of we're just 1 month gone already. We're into the second month now. So yeah, still in 2025, just a little bit. But yeah, thank you for the correction, Sister Camille. And who else was correcting me also? Yeah. Brother Eval says Ambassador Patricia sounds like she would throw a fist on the teacher. I tell you. I mean, if you ask if me would I did do that, because them have to know themselves, man. And Sister Yvette, good evening to you, Sister Yvette. Voices with Lady D. Sister Cherry, what's happening? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. How is New York City? You're cool over there? Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, man. It's the Hot Topics, 508-762-7621. Brother Skipper, what's going on, my brother? Everything good?
Took a walk and passed your house late last night. All the shades were pulled and drawn.
Alright, so I am going to... I said I had I had something prepared for the second hot topic. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. let's get into it. Let me see if I can pick that up, ladies and gentlemen, and see if we can have a discussion. If anybody agree. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it right now. Truly want, but with the best available option. Most people do not end up with a person they truly want, but with the best available option. Good evening. This is Chris Wilby with Hot Topic number 2 for this Thursday. Now, this topic, ladies and gentlemen, is a very interesting one, and it's interesting for many different reasons. One of them is that a lot of people don't really stop to think about it. We don't stop to think about the fact that we are probably second, third, fourth, or fifth choice. Because in a real world, our partner would not have chosen us. It's not a probably, it's not a maybe, it is a definite that a lot of us are with partners that chose us by default. Or in other words, the person who they wanted did not want them. And so they end up choosing or making a choice of choosing somebody who was right in front of them. Constraints normally shape choices more than desire, in theory. Romantic choices driven by preference, that is, who we want. In practice, it is governed by constraints, that is, timing, geography, social class, emotional readiness, family expectations, finances, and opportunity. The person one most desires is often unavailable due to one or more of these factors. Now, as a result of that, romantic decisions are filtered through feasibility rather than pure longing. There's also the availability factor. Availability is a prerequisite, and it is not a preference. No matter how strong attraction or compatibility may be, a relationship cannot exist without mutual availability, meaning that both persons, they have to be available and come together to make this relationship work. The most desired partner in a lot of situations are married. They may be emotionally unavailable, or they may be uninterested. They may be geographically distant, or they may be incompatible in life goals. The pool of actual options shrinks rapidly, leaving individuals to choose from those who are present, and not just present, but those who are willing and accessible, rather than the ideal partner. There's also the economics of the romantic decision making. We have to realize that human relationships often follow the logic of bounded rationality, meaning that people do not optimize, they simply satisfice. Instead of holding out indefinitely for the ideal partner at the risk of loneliness, aging or social pressure, many people will choose the best acceptable option available within a reasonable time frame. And that is not really failure. It is what is called adaptive behavior. Age norms, uh, childbearing windows, maybe peer comparison, many different things will exert pressure on people to decide. Many things. Ladies and gentlemen, as time progresses, the perceived cost of waiting increases, and people will begin to adjust their expectations, not upward, but downward, because now they're going to be facing reality, and they will redefine, quote unquote, what I want to align with what is realistically attainable right now. Again, I say they will adjust their expectations. People will look around and assess their situation and realize that they're not going to get Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. What they're going to get is Mr. Right No or Mrs. Right No. That is being realistic. There's also the emotional reframing after the choice. This one is interesting. Because after, not before, after choosing one of the available partners, one from the pool, individuals or people often reframe the narrative. They often start to reframe the narrative to preserve their psychological comfort. They are actually perfect for me, some of them will say. Some of them will say stuff like, oh, love grows over time. Or, I am falling in love with, or I learned to fall in love, or some nonsense like that. Now, this reframing does not mean that the choice was bad. Hear me out. But it does suggest the choice followed the decision and not the other way around, right? The choice followed the decision. There's the rare exceptions, ladies and gentlemen, that prove the rule. The rare exceptions. Because some people do marry the person they always wanted. It happens. But these cases typically involve extraordinary, very, very extraordinary alignment of timing. Also, mutual desire and circumstance. Their rarity highlights how uncommon it is for desire and availability to perfect the overlap. I want you to understand that even though people settle, because that's what we're going to call it. Your wife settled for you. Your husband settled for you. So even though people settle, we have to realize that settling is not the same as failure. Settling is not the same as failure. Choosing the best available option does not imply unhappiness or resignation, because many stable, loving partnerships are built this way and they function very well. However, acknowledging the role of compromise provides a more honest account of human romantic behavior than idealized narratives of soulmates. So in conclusion, most people do not date or marry the person they most want in the abstract. They date or marry the person who is available, the person who is acceptable and aligned enough at a critical moment in time. In other words, romantic choice is less about finding the perfect person and more about selecting the best viable option under real world constraints. That is it. What is your take? What is your take, ladies and gentlemen? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Most people
All right, shut up.
with the person they truly want.
All right, so that was the prepared remarks, ladies and gentlemen. That was the prepared remarks. Yeah, I did a little bit of deep dive into that one there because I wanted to get some information and so yeah, what is your take on the whole thing? Then we go back to some more Dennis Brown. 508-762 Mr. Morgie. Why, I tell you, I go on, my brother. A long time. Aye. How's life in your neck of the woods, my brother? Hope all is well. How's the winter treating you?
I could almost taste in the night, wondering why I'm not the man whose silhouette on the shade I couldn't hide the tears in my eyes.
We're almost out of time. Just a few more minutes. And then we are packing up our bundles to get out of here. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the listeners. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Thank you.
Lost control and
KVRN massive. Linkage Radar massive.
I was sore. Let me in or else I'll beat down your
Anybody else want to give a shout out?
when two strangers who
508-762-7621.
silhouettes on the shade
We'll have about 5 more minutes. 5 minutes.
on the wrong
We're getting out of here.
hard silhouette die, oh silhouette die, oh
Mr. Dennis Emmanuel Brown. Yeah, we're going to be featuring him on next Wednesday. We're going to do a deep dive into Mr. Dennis Dennis Emmanuel Brown, yeah.
and I would
Yes, man, the crown prince of reggae. The man, I don't think he got the recognition that he really and truly deserved. I don't think he got the crown. Yeah, he got the crown prince. But yeah, there's a lot that we can say about Dennis Brown. He was born for greatness. I mean, I think he was a great singer. But
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that he was recognized the way he should have been.
I've got to get myself together. Yes.
So next week, next Wednesday, tune in to CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. There, mark your calendar, CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. That's www.caribbean with a K, CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. And of course, yeah.
People are crying, we are living in the love of the Father, living in the house of the Almighty, living in the love of the Father.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me for this week. Hot topics. I will catch you next Thursday when we'll do it all over again. In the meantime, take care of your beautiful, beautiful selves. Have yourselves a fantastic evening. Always remember that you are like champagne. Don't let anybody treat you like beer. I'm out of here. What good?
She knows it all. Here comes later. He stammers and falls. He goes down for a reason. Jack is giving him a beating to the foundation. He'll have to go down to the foundation. Chant him down to the foundation. He'll have to go down to the foundation. Whoa.